How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, Nessa fans and fans of Stilo. We're gonna do Young Forever Extended. If you're wondering where the full album reaction is, you're thinking like maybe your first time watching this, you're thinking like, oh, why you do the extended and do the full? The full reaction is also on my channel, along with Pretty Poison and some other Nessa singles I think that you'll enjoy. So without further ado, let's get into it. Deathmatch, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? God's Favorite, 505, and Noose. I'm expecting Noose to be a very sad song because the nature of a noose is to, So I expect this to be just as depressing as the first half, or the main portion of the album. Good album though. I enjoyed it. It's a little sad. Very concerned. Anyways, let's get into it.
You are watching a master at work.
My minds, they fight all night, and I wake up exhausted, held hostage, can't stop it. Now I hear bells, one more round I've lost count. I'm in a death match, up against myself and I won't last. Cause she knows me well, yeah, she hits back where it hurts like hell. Only one of us is getting out of this alive. It's a death match, up against myself and I won't last. Cause she knows me well, yeah, she hits back where it hurts like hell. Only one of us is getting out of this alive.
I just found out that she's struggling with BPD, and I feel like if I would have known that detail, if I would have did a little bit more research going into the album, I would have looked at some of these songs differently. But I still think I was able to give great commentary without knowing her condition. I was just concerned by someone didn't really know much about her personal life. But this song is really relatable because it reminds me of, like, if you're on Twitter and you see that quote like, this stage of life is fighting back and it's got hands. So that's what it's reminding me of. Like, this stage of life right now, this stage of my life, and I understand her. It does have hands. It's whooping my ass. I ain't gonna lie.
Every time I try to reason, she don't listen to a goddamn thing. When you're dealing with a demon, it ain't over till you kill the queen. She know every move I'm about to make, cause she in my head and she there to stay. One more round I've lost count. I'm in a death match, up against myself and I won't last. Cause she knows me well, yeah, she hits back where it hurts like hell. Only one of us is getting out of this alive. It's a death match, up against myself and I won't last. Cause she knows me well, yeah, she hits back where it hurts like hell. Only one of us is getting out of this alive. I could rip her from me. She's like a fucking disease. No way of running when I'm running from the villain in me. Take all the pills I can get, but she ain't going anywhere. I'm in a death match, up against myself and I won't last. Cause she knows me well, yeah, she hits back where it hurts like hell. Only one of us is getting out of this alive. It's a death match, up against myself and I won't last. Cause she knows me well, yeah, she hits back where it hurts like hell. Only one of us is getting out of this alive.
I've seen Asia Whiteacre. I don't know how to say her last name, but I've seen her on a lot of writing credits, so she's a very talented writer from what I see. Two, it seems like a lot of her battles are internally, just judging by, not judging, but gathering from 13 records that I heard before this, and then now it's like, yeah, it's an internal battle that I hope she's victorious. I hope that her condition or what she's dealing with doesn't get the best of her, and I really do hope the best for her, honestly. I really do. Like I said, in that portion of the album, I've seen this type of narrative before with a lot of artists that I like, and it's like you hear the music and the music is really good, and we're kind of like, you know, we're paying attention to like how the music makes us feel instead of being concerned about like how they feel or what type of mindset or mind frame they were in creating this music. So me being older and seeing that happen, seeing a pattern with those artists, and then you learn later on that they were dealing with something, and then maybe hopefully they don't pass, but if they do, it's even worse because death is so final. It just feels like death is final. Well, I mean, if you believe in the afterlife, but that's neither here nor there. That's another complicated discussion. But while we're staying on the topic of Earth, once they leave the Earth, we think they're not coming back, right? However, I do like the fact that, like, it seems like she's getting help, and then this is her outlet, and it seems like she does have a great support system. I'm sorry about, what's the record? Die First. I'm sorry about, rest in peace to her friend that died. I didn't know that at the time with recording the album, but I saw this video during Thanksgiving, and I felt really sad about that. Anyways, let's continue the album. Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? About the line where she had said that like lovers aren't supposed to make you cry, or hurt people. I'm sure you've heard that saying that hurt people, and a lot of people are dealing with a lot of shit, and then they get into relationships, and a lot of that hurt they transfer that into other people, and just like, we all need therapy. I believe everyone needs therapy. If you're a human right now, you need therapy. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot to unpack, a lot of trauma, things that that we've carried along different stages of our lives, whether that be from childhood, whether that be from adolescence, whether that be from early adulthood. I take it that a lot of you are watching this or either late teens or early 20s, or maybe you're like around me, like mid 20s or something like that, right? But it's great to talk to people about this, you know what I mean, and have someone that is a licensed professional. It's great to have a support system and a support group, but everyone's dealing with their own shit, and I don't feel like, for me, I'm not going to trauma dump, or I'm not going to dump emotionally on other people. And also, if you have a partner, if you're lucky to have a partner that cares about you, you can talk to them about these certain things, but also, I do recommend talking to a licensed professional for sure. God's Favorite. I like the title. Let's see what happens. A lot of you have heard it already, but I like the title. I have great hopes for this. But if I could guess, right? If I could guess what this is about without even looking at the lyrics, I'm not even going to look at it because like Apple Music could show me the lyrics. But a lot of you have said that she has had several attempts on her life trying to, transition out of here. Say it in a way where YouTube won't reprimand me for that. But the fact that she's still here would click with her that she's one of God's favorites. That's my pre-analysis for the record. Let's see if I'm right. Let me see if I'm right.
I used to think you took some kind of pleasure kicking me while I was down. Was so convinced that there was no amount of therapy to pull me out. I was praying late at night, just please don't let me die. But it takes someone truly special to always survive. I'm starting to believe I might be God's favorite. 'Cause never in my dreams did I see me here. Dark nights, hard times, bad guys, past life, I got away from it. I'm starting to believe I'm God's favorite. I'm God's favorite.
Yeah, I think I was pretty on the nose with the theme of the record.
I'm God's favorite.
Was she dealing? Okay, where is she from? First and foremost, for anyone who sees this, comment down below. And was she dealing with this prior to her moving to LA? Because if she was dealing with this prior to her moving to LA, I understand as an artist, you need to be in 3 of these cities. You need to either be in Atlanta, you need to either be in LA, or you need to either be in New York to kind of like get your career started. But I would have recommended not to go to LA while you're dealing with these issues internally, because it's just gonna, a lot of people get swallowed up here, a lot of people get eaten alive here, especially if you come out here alone, you come out here with no support system. Is really hard. For me, that I grew up here, like I understand what the city is like, and I understand, it's not all bad, and it's not all what they say it is. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of people that are not from LA, they have a certain perspective once they get here, and they're like, LA's fake. LA, what are you guys here for? Are you just here for the weather? Are you just here for the food? Are you just here for, you know what I mean? Like, I guess they say for people that are here, or the people that move here, you're here for the wrong reasons, or like you shouldn't be. You know what I mean? But I understand what you're saying. It's not the full picture. There's great things and great aspects of LA, but if you're not from here and you come here for the industry, and you come here to be an artist, you come here to be an actor, you come here to be an entertainer, and you're already dealing with some things internally, I wouldn't recommend running to LA, in my opinion. But, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Every day I count my lucky stars. I ran away to LA. Now and then the darkness rolls around, but I'm not afraid. I'm not the same, not the same. I was praying late at night, just please don't let me die. But it takes someone truly special to always survive. I'm starting to believe I might be God's favorite. 'Cause never in my dreams did I see me here. Dark nights, hard times, bad guys, past life, I got away from it. I'm starting to believe I'm God's favorite. 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 I'm God's favorite.
A lot of emotion. I like raw emotion. I really do like raw emotion. For real, for real. Probably my favorite part of music is raw emotion and then melody second and then lyrics. I'm a lyrics guy, but that would be the order of like what I check for when I listen to music personally, right? 505, let's get into the next record.
I'm going back to 505. If it's a 7-hour flight to a 45-minute drive, in my imagination you're waiting, lying on your side, with your hands between your thighs. Stop and wait a sec, 'cause when you look at me like that, my darling, what did you expect? I probably still adore you with your hands around my neck.
Damn.
Or I did last time I checked. Not shy of a spark. The knife is at the thought that I should fall short of the mark. Frightened by the bite, though it's no harsher than the bark. The middle of adventure, such a perfect place to start. Well, I'm going back to 505. If it's a 7-hour flight or a 45-minute drive, in my imagination you're waiting, lying on your side, with your hands between your thighs. But I crumble completely when you cry. It seems like once again you had to greet me with goodbye. I'm always just about to go and spoil a surprise. Take my hands off of your eyes too soon.
Oh, Alex Turner. Okay, this is an Arctic Monkeys cover. I was like, this shit sounds really familiar. Okay.
I'm going back to 505. If it's a 7-hour flight or a 45-minute drive, in my imagination you're waiting, lying on your side, with your hands between your thighs and a smile.
That's powerful. This is an emotional album. I hope, you know what I hope? I hope for the future that, like, not to say that she dilutes her content, not to say she dilutes her sound, but I hope it gets more positive as she grows and matures, and like she's able to, I hope that she's on this planet, right? I hope that she stays here and doesn't meet an untimely demise. I hope I can look back on this and be like, okay, this is where she was at in her life and things got better for her. The music was still great, but at least things got better for her, less toxic, and she was able to enjoy life more. Because while I like the music and it's good music, I don't get the sense that she's enjoying. I get the gist that life has been a very exhausting process, at least in the time that I've listened to her music from Pretty Poison to now. It seems like life has been very exhausting. There's been a lot of trials and tribulations, and she's drained. So I would like for things to get easier for her. So that's my hope for her for the future. Let's finish the album strong with Noose. I have expectations that this is going to be a very dark record because Noose symbolizes the end, really, when you think of a noose, or me, or it's nuisance. But when I think of a noose, I think of, like, you know what I mean? Execution. my prediction was right. It was it was going to be a very dark record. Okay, all right. At least I know. At least I know now.
I die, cut myself deep, I wanna see the blood. One hand holding yours, my other holds a gun. They can't hurt me when I cry. They can't hurt me when I cry. Hate me, oh hate me, I hate me too. No fucks to give, no fucks to lose. I'll tell you my sins if you tie my noose. I'll tell you my sins if you tie my noose. Pinching myself.
Damn, I'll tell you my sins if you tie my noose. So essentially, like, my secrets die with my secrets die with you. That's dark. That's really, you know what I mean. So this is how I feel, right? This is how I feel as we conclude this album. So if you happen to go back to my channel, you come back to this years later, if you're watching this for the first time, that at the very least or less extreme, this is just an expression, a channel, a certain emotion. I listen to different records to channel different emotions. And music is a very spiritual process. I was talking about this with a friend, and a lot of religious zealots, right, look at music, a lot of popular music, and right now that we listen to, young right now, that is not church or not for the purpose of the Lord or serving the Lord. They look at this as secular music, and they look at it as a vehicle for us to do things to ourselves or to act in a way that is not seen as holy, or, you know what I mean? It's seen in a way as like it's a vehicle or an inspiration to sin, right? And when we listen to different music, it is a diet. It is a diet. I feel like on the least extreme, it's to get the expression out. But at the very top of the extreme, it's influencing us to do certain things, right? Or you channel emotion, because music making is a spiritual act. You channel different how you're feeling, and you get lyrics or concepts out of thin air that probably didn't exist, and you combine it with production, you combine it with a beat, you combine it with movement, you combine it with rhythm, and you make this beautiful creation. However, at the very extreme, it's almost like a letter. Like, I don't know if you feel as a fan as a letter that she's leaving behind in case something bad happens to her. Do you look at it that way? Because you could look at it that way. It's just like, that's why I'm concerned. That's at the very extreme. But like I said, the least extreme, it's just an expression, and hopefully it's just a form of therapy, a form of her being able to make sense of what's going on in her head, in her heart, in her body, and what's going on around her. That's what I hope. And she's able to learn and just kind of just look at it from a bird's eye view and just say, this is the things that's going on in my life. And it's a lot of toxic things, and there's a lot of things, a lot of self-harm going on, a lot of harmful things, and I'm thinking in my brain and telling myself on a daily that I would like to not feel anymore. And when you're suffering, you can look at it in a way that it's just like, well, if I do this to myself, I won't be suffering anymore. Instead of saying it is going to take some active work to get better, but life is beautiful. Life is both. There's balance in life. Life is as dark as you make it, and life is as beautiful as you make it. There's things that are out of our control that happen to us every day, and in some way we're all delivered this shit sandwich called life. But there's also beautiful things in our life. You know, the talent that she's blessed with, the opportunity that she's blessed with to connect with you, to connect with me, to be able to make great music, to be a great musician, to be so talented vocally, to be so talented as a songwriter. There's certain gifts that she can use as a vehicle to inspire other people that, hey, I was going through this once upon a time, and maybe you're still going through this, and I'm still going through it too, but we can connect and we can get through this together. And I feel like that's you're at your most influential, inspirational, and powerful when you're here to see how you've been able to impact people while you're on this earth. Granted, there's a lot of musicians that transition into another world and they're no longer on Earth, and they say this popular. I got this from a rapper. There's no promotion like a dead rapper or a dead artist. You know what I mean? How many artists can you count that their catalog or their name or their brand or however their message got bigger in death? And that happens. But I feel like your utility and you're your most useful while you're alive. That's my honest opinion. And I hope for this young lady that she can see the beauty in life and be able to surround herself around positive people. And to me, honestly, as great as this music is, she's going to have to make an active change to make more positive music. Because you cannot, you ever heard the saying, you cannot heal in the place that you were broken in. I don't think you can continue to heal by making music that hurts you, or like making music as a reflection of a time where you were hurt and saying this person hurt me or these things hurt me. Granted, I know she's dealing with a condition. I understand that. I'm very empathetic of that. But to me, I think a change in sonic has to happen, a change in writing, a change in scenery. If she has to leave LA, I recommend it. If she has to go to somewhere like Utah, Montana, somewhere where she can just get away and have a retreat. I understand you have to come to LA for business, understandable, but I don't think it is in her best interest to live in LA or live in a really big city. Maybe you should go down to like Tennessee, maybe somewhere like that. You get what I mean? And continue to write music. I'm not saying she should stop, or she should stop making music or stop being an artist, but I feel like it's a change of scenery, a change of tempo, a change of frequencies is needed for her to heal completely. That's my opinion.
Sure feel alive, knife in my hand, murder on my mind. They can't hurt me when I die. They can't hurt me when I die.
And I say this with love. I do say this with love. I'm not here to criticize her. Nessa, if you ever come across this or anybody on your team, I'm not here to criticize you. I'm here to understand, and I'm just here to just like suggest certain things that maybe you should consider. But who am I? I'm not dealing with the things you're dealing with. I will never deal with the things you're dealing with. But I'm very empathetic of the things that you're going through.
Cut myself deep, I wanna see the blood. One hand holding yours, my other holds a gun. They can't hurt me when I cry. They can't hurt me when I cry.
All right, that was quite an experience. And I told one of you, it was like one of you had recommended that I do Noose, and because I already promised you guys I was going to do a deluxe version, but there's only so much content that I can take of this on a daily basis before it starts to get heavy and like the emotions weigh on me. It can make me sad, and I don't have the luxury to live in that emotion. You know what I mean? When you're in that type of sadness, it's hard to be productive on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? It takes you to be in a funk. You ever think about all the funks that you've been in, like depression or sad funks? I won't say depression because that's I think that's a deeper condition. But like temporary sadness where you just didn't feel like doing nothing. You just feel like laying in bed. You just feel like, and I feel like it's hard for me to be productive and hard for me to work and strive for different things if I'm listening, if that's part of my diet. You know what I mean? I like more up-tempo. I like swing and different things. Don't get me wrong. This music is incredible, but I can't listen to it on a day-to-day basis. I can appreciate and say it's great, and I can say, like, I commend you, and I thank you for being able to share and be courageous and be brave with you sharing your art to the world, because that takes a lot. I could have just stayed in the vault, and you could have just kept it to yourself and was scared to share these emotions, but the fact that you were brave enough to share these emotions, that deserves some applause in itself. However, for me and my own mental health, I it's a cap on it. It's very limited for me to be able to go back to this type of music on a day-to-day basis. But those are my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about my analysis, and let me know, you as a Nessa fan, let me know what you hope for her in the future. Do you want her to continue the sound? Do you want her to experiment with different things that perhaps would be more healthier for her in the long run. You get what I mean? I'm going to get up out of here. Hope you're feeling well, enjoying your holidays coming up. I know a lot of y'all may be in school. Good luck on your finals. If you're at work, push through. We have a break coming soon. And yeah, Steelo, as always, thank you for watching. Y'all be safe. Shwee!